Hello there and a warm welcome. Maybe you've wondered, what does EFT feel like? Or what can EFT do for you? And I want to explain it a little bit today because of something that is occurring in my life right now, and maybe it makes sense to you this way. So, we are experiencing the third heat wave of the summer in the UK at the moment. And as you can see, I'm wearing my very coolest clothes. And here next to me is my iced coffee instead of hot coffee. And you can't see it right now because I've got lighting on me, but we are living in a dark house. We close the curtains very early morning. We've got some silver foil things that protect the windows and doesn't let the heat in. It's just been the most remarkable summer. So we are in our third one already, and we've learned some fancy tricks. When we had the second heat wave about 10 days ago or so, it was an unbearable one, and part of the reason was that there was some very humid air that was collected from over Atlantic Sea that was distributed over the UK together with the hot weather. And it was unbearable. It felt like Singapore in summer, or maybe Dubai in summer, not quite that hot. But the thing is, the UK houses are designed to keep the heat inside, to trap it inside and not let it out again. So our house as well, it's in a very sunny area, so we get sun all day, and the hours of sunshine in the UK is just so much more in summer because we get sun from 5 a.m., maybe even quarter to 5 a.m., right up until about 9:30 p.m. at night. So it's many, 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 many hours of constant sunshine when it's this hot. So that heat wave was absolutely unbearable. And by about the third day, we thought, oh, we just can't do this anymore. So we sort of broke down and bought a little portable aircon. So the thing stands in our bedroom most of the time. We don't try and cool down our whole house. It's just impossible to do that. And we cool the room down for an hour or so at night just before we go to bed. And then that actually helps us to be able to sleep because otherwise, during that heat wave, one night it was at 11 p.m., it was still 29 degrees Celsius in our bedroom, which makes it really impossible to sleep. Plus, the clammy, it's not really clammy cold, it's like, what do you call it? It's like wet, absolutely like sticky heat. So going to sleep in that condition is just so horrible. And I would be tossing and turning the entire night. So a little bit of aircon just before we sleep dries out the air, which makes it more comfortable. And then we sleep with a fan. And then one day, well, in fact, the night that we first had the aircon installed, it's not installed, but it's in our room, it suddenly struck me actually, that's what EFT feels like. When you have an emotional situation in your life and it feels like the heat is turned up in that situation. I'm in a situation like that at the moment with my poor mom who's had Parkinson's for, I don't know, 14, 15 years, and she's really in a very tough position right now. So there's emotional roller coasters. It's up and down, very difficult situations. It's terrible for her. And as a result, it's not easy for me either. I'm an empath. I suffer along with people, even though it's not ideal to do that. But that's what happens. I love my mom very much, and it feels like just the emotional heat has turned up to such a volume where I can't think sometimes. I don't sleep well, just like when we are tossing and turning at night when it's sticky and hot and I can't sleep because it's too hot. Our body temperature needs to be able to lower to get a good night's sleep, and that doesn't happen in this heat. So when we had our aircon the first night, I thought, oh, what a relief. It feels like I can breathe, I can relax, my heart doesn't beat as fast. Just the whole system sort of starts calming down. Everything feels like, oh, I'm safe, it's normal, it's okay. And that's exactly what EFT does for me when there's an emotional situation that feels like the heat has been turned up in my life. EFT feels like aircon for my emotions. And I don't have to explain that to you. I know you know what that feels like if it's been too hot and you walk into an aircon building, or you walk into your office after you went for a walk outside and it was 32 degrees outside, and you walk in that coolness, and it just feels like the biggest relief on earth. And that is what EFT can feel like. It's like emotional aircon. And I really enjoy that analogy because it's so present for me right now with all these heat waves. And it seems like we're going to have a really hot summer. And I know areas in Europe are absolutely sweltering, and there's areas in the UK that's sweltering. So yes, we can say all sorts of things about climate change, and I'm not going into that. It's an emotional heat topic, I think. But the fact is, any kind of situation that turns up the volume in our emotional life and makes us suffer and not be able to sleep and uh, fret and swelter and just toss and turn at night. EFT is the tool that has helped me the most of anything I've learned over the past 20 years in my self-development journey. EFT tapping, because it literally helps the body to start relaxing, the brain to realize it's safe, it's okay to relax. We can calm down. It's not a crisis anymore, something that happened in the past doesn't hold the same charge when we think about it, or something that we think is going to be bad in the future simply doesn't have the same charge when we apply EFT to that. So I hope this is helpful for you to try and understand what EFT could feel like for you or what it could do for you. So if there's any kind of emotional situation that feels like it's just too hot right in here at the moment, or in your body with all the sensations and emotions floating around, EFT is the tool that I firmly believe can help. Of course, not everything works for everybody, but I have found it to work in so many people's lives and so many cases, and for my own life. And should you be interested, I am hosting a group, a circle for sensitive people starting from 13 July, 6 times over the next 3 months, right over summer, over the hottest period of year. And maybe it can bring some emotional coolness, just a little bit of cooling down into the emotional heat that you may be experiencing. There's a lot going on for all of us, and I would love to have you experience some aircon as well that can just cool things down in your inner world. So feel free to contact me. There will be a link underneath here. And I look forward to supporting you as well to feel that relief of the aircon just coming in and cooling things down for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and see you soon.